Hello, my fellow readers. I, Dark Symphony 777 with fan fiction reading. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, and leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story. So I have right here the next video I'm doing a reading of. It's called Lesson on Witches. It's written by Ginta X Alvis Forever. At least I think that's how it's pronounced because everything's spaced together. And it's a Disgaea and Witch of the 100 Night crossover. Now, I never heard of Witch and the 100 Night. I heard of Disgaea. I never played Disgaea, but I've heard of it. So I don't know a lot about it. So let's get started with the synopsis. Prism is annoyed at how the female mages can call themselves witches and get away with it. Naturally, he has to tell his apprentice and Terror the difference between a human witch, a demonic witch, and the ones from the Golden Land for the Disgaea 30-day challenge. Okay, so this is part of a challenge. Okay. Alright, so let's go. So you thought the sorcerer that cast a spell on Artina was off the hook. Actually, things didn't go as well as he thought it would when he came back to the Golden Land, a place where witches and sorcerers lived at the center of the universe. You see, witches and sorcerers are the most powerful beings in said universe, being the ones who created everything. How exactly is still vague given how the one wouldn't give a straight answer. One thing is for certain though, you don't want to anger the one, even if the one was a little boy who looked no older than 13 years old. His blonde hair and green eyes made him look handsome for a kid, especially when put with a Victorian-like outfit that he specifically customized with his own magic. Speaking of magic, Prism was not happy with Terror. He only took a nap, and he found out that an angel was cursed and caused a lot of damage in a few hours. Terror was to blame because of his inability to cast effective curses. The cross-dressing witch Samarium, I don't know if that pronounced that, did not out him one bit. Prism just knew from the look Terror wore after returning from the Netherworld. The plot was able to get information out of his servant before deciding to send his furniture catboy known as Chester to raid his right-hand woman Raven's room to hoard all the books into the main lounge. He did not hesitate to dump the books in front of Terror, smirking, seeing the look of terror in his eyes. I don't accept witches or sorcerers who can't curse people correctly. As a sorcerer of misfortune, it's my duty to guide you through the arts of curses and spells. The green-haired sorcerer only groaned at this statement. Terror was not the bookish person, so spell books came off as mumbo-jumbo in his mind. It was why he was in the military as a human in the first place. To avoid reading. Okay? He just murdered on the battlefield with no problems. To make matters worse, he was going to be stuck in the same room as that crybaby sorcerer Starlight. He was Prism's apprentice for whatever reason, and while he was bossed around, he got special treatment. Right now, he would be able to talk about history, and he didn't want to hear him. Antimony, let's talk about how magic works in the Golden Lands, he said happily. Despite being slightly younger than him in terms of appearance, like 17, he acted like a toddler who got his first toy. First, you can't say anything that does not make sense and expect things to run smoothly when you cast a spell or a curse. Although, it's mean to curse people. Lies! Prism shouted on his throne-like chair, playing with Chester's sail to his annoyance. Curses act as karma. Karma comes to bad people who get away with things in the past. Terror, why did you cast it on the angel? I didn't like her. That's to the point. I can appreciate that. No. You can't curse someone who hasn't done anything to you, Starlight lectured as he waved the book in the green-haired sorcerer's face. Oh, how he wishes to just grab his arm and rip it off. If you do that, it looks bad on all of us. Blah, blah, blah. It looks bad on all of us. No one would have found out it was me anyway. Yet you went to the Netherworld to talk to your brother. How do you know that? Prism only shook his head for chuckling. Look, Terror, I've been eyeing the Hades party ever since that damn vampire made fun of me. No one insults me and my duties and gets away with it. And that's why you're spying on them. Meow, Chester purred. But if you ask me, the only reason you haven't done anything is because of that witch hunter. The one became quiet suddenly at the mention of the witch hunter. His eyes weren't focused as if he was zoning out. Recalling an unpleasant memory, shaking his head, he continued to scold Terror on spells. No, it has nothing to do with the witch hunter. Those damn witches though, who like to put themselves at our level are another story. Starlight was lost with Prism's words. Chester knew Prism was just dodging the subject, but he might as well humor him. Starlight, you should know this, meow. The witches in another world and the witches in the Medea like to throw the title of witch around to make themselves feel superior, meow. The white-haired boy tilted his head, still confused. Why would it matter? Prism sighed as he got off his chair to walk towards him. Let me put it this way. The little witchlings in the netherworld are the weakest link to us. Yes, we give them special access to the Golden Land if they find it, but they are still demons that can use magic. They are incredibly weak compared to us and can't be the one with the Golden Land. They are cute, though. What does that have to do with anything? Terror, these witches are better at magic casting than you. That's the problem, and you should work on your curses at least. Well, if that wasn't a slap to the face, he didn't know what else would be. And we got the human witches. Those witches don't have the right to be called one. They always get burned at the stake, and now there are hardly any left in the human world because of how the time changed. They are inconsistent and are posers. They claim to see the Golden Land, but they just want attention. They are then burned. Starlight, take notes. Right, then we got the demonic witches. Didn't we just... Don't interrupt me, Terror. Anyways, these witches are not classified. They aren't pathetic like humans, but they are not exactly demons either. They're weird. You mean they're spiteful older women who kicked you and the others out of the Walpurgis party after you tried to crash it a few centuries ago, and now you're banned from ever coming back? Meow. Prism glared at the cat boy who was relaxing in the chair now. It was embarrassing. He was the creator of the universe, and yet they treated him like a child and wouldn't allow him to go back. He needed to plot revenge, but at the same time, he didn't want to go back anyway. That was why he hated adults. No matter how much he did, those witches who couldn't have the same power as those from the Golden Land looked down upon him and his friends. I assume it's because you act like a spoiled brat. Learn some respect, manners. Listen to the old man. They were aware of the power difference too, and they used their age to cast superiority over the Golden Land. Really, all Prism needed to do was send his Kraken Coil to go in and mess up the place. But he really didn't want other witches to be on his bad side, especially when they were the unpredictable ones. And then you got us, the Golden Land witches and sorcerers. Prism continued with a proud smile on his face. We are the creators of the universe. Nothing would exist without us. We created the Protogonoi, the Titans, the gods, the summoners, you name it. Without us, they would not have existed and created lesser beings. Of course, we still take the credit of the first human, but... Hey, slow down. What the hell is the Protogonoi? Starlight sighed. Terror really needed to look it up. They're the primeval gods. They're the ones in Greek mythology that apparently shaped everything before creating the Titans. But you can't have gods without Titans, and you can't have Titans without the Protogonoi. And of course, they can't exist without us to start things off. In history, Prism, we don't exist. We're brought up time and time again, but no one has any proof of us. We're a myth in comparison to these powerful beings. The little boy didn't seem to hear his apprentice sob lesson and just continued on about how great the Golden Land was. We are the best. We can't die that easily, especially within the Golden Land. We respawn almost immediately, and we can't die from disease, nor can we catch any disease outside of the outside world. There are no adults here, only us children and teenagers with the palm of our hand. No one will tell us what to do. Are you sure you're not on Neverland? Neverland. We have no expectations of the outside world, and we can destroy the universe on a whim if we wanted to. The universe is ours to shape. When Prism was saying things like this, it made the witches/sorcerers of the Golden Land feel like they were larger than life. They were, though, because they were in the center of the universe. However, Prism appeared to be praising himself more than his friends, and for obvious reasons. Terror was a human before he got promoted to a sorcerer. Starlight wouldn't talk about his past no matter how many times he was questioned, but if he were bought out of slavery, then it would probably explain why he wouldn't talk. The same could be said for Raven and Sumerium, who were apparently human as well before ascending to a higher status. Then again, Sumerium's process was apparently screwed over if he was a zombie that couldn't function outside the Golden Land without suntan lotion to block any heat rays. Put all this information together, and Prism was trying to justify his existence and why the universe needed him. Like a spoiled brat craving for attention from the adults that he loved to shun. Prism, I don't think this has anything to do with the topic of the witches and from the netherworld, nor Terror's lack of skill to cast the curse. Did Starlight just insult the blood-stained sorcerer? He wasn't going to get away with that. Prism could only sigh as he was brought back to reality. Sorry, I got carried away. When you two are done learning about curses, please call me back in. Not only do I want Raven yelling at me for taking her books, but we all need to talk. My bad. Is it about the Great Irritor? Asked. I warned my brother about it. We're going to war soon, and it's not going to end well for anything outside the Golden Land if we don't prepare soon. And that's why you need a nap, Chester asked with a chuckle. I need time to think, Prism said, as he forced Chester to return to him. I'm going for a walk. Be back in an hour. The two could only nod their head as Prism walked past the two to leave the Golden Land Palace. Outside were a dangerous place for nothing but nothing Prism couldn't handle. The concept of the great evil worried the two greatly, and it wasn't that they probably weren't prepared for this negative energy, but there would be more casualties than Prism imagined. Okay. Okay, I guess. It's okay, I guess. I don't know, there's like next to nothing involving Disgaea. I'm probably missing something because I don't know that much about Witch in the 100th Night. But as it stands right now, I think it's a decent story. It's just basically a guy being braggadocious and trying to prop himself up. I'm the greatest thing alive. You can't touch me. Yada yada yada. Hada. And overall, I think it's an okay story. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's not bad. But I guess it could be better, I guess. I don't know I seriously don't know anything about Witch in the 100th Night. But it's good. The characters are decent from what I read. There is no grammar errors that I saw. The pacing is fine. It's just a guy talking to himself. I guess that's fine. The setup is nice. Everything. It's just I don't know enough about the source material to really get a proper feel for everything. So that's my review, my reading of Lesson on Witches by Ginta X Alvis Forever. So this has been Dark Symphony 777, and cut.